At some point, every player has passed here. A screen full of choices, branches, paths, possibilities. Not action, but a decision. Because once you choose, you're not just unlocking an ability, you're defining how the game will be played. And for above it, the game stops being about reaction and becomes about identity. But skill trees weren't always like this. They didn't start as expression, they started as structure. Before skill trees, progression was simple. You leveled up, your numbers increased, and the game moved forward. In early RPGs, code was linear, predictable, controlled. Every player followed the same path. There was comfort in that. No wrong decisions, no missed opportunities, but also no ownership. So, what happens when developers want players to shape their own path? You introduce choice. The first real skill trees weren't even trees, they were lists. In early games like Diablo, players could choose where to invest points. Fire, lightning, summoning. Each decision changed how you approached the game. For the first time, progression became personal. Two players could start the same game and end up playing it completely different. But something else happened too. Choice introduced risk. As systems evolved, skill trees became deeper. More branches, more specialization, more commitment. In games like World of Warcraft, players didn't just pick abilities, they built identities. A warrior wasn't just a warrior, they were protection, fury, arms. Each path changed your role, your strengths, your place in the world. And with that came something powerful: ownership. Your build wasn't random, it was chosen. But the deeper the system became, the heavier the decisions felt. And not every player wanted that weight. At their peak, skill trees became massive. Hundreds of nodes, dozens of paths, endless combinations. For some players, this was freedom. For others, it was friction. Because choice, at scale, can become uncertainty. What if you choose wrong? What if you waste your points? What if your build fails? So developers began asking a different question. What if we simplified the choice? Modern systems didn't remove skill trees. They refined them. Fewer branches, clearer paths, easier decisions. In games like Skyrim, progression became intuitive. You didn't need a guide, you just played and grew naturally. This changed the feeling of progression. Less pressure, more flow, but also less permanence. And that opened the door to something new: flexibility. Today, skill trees are no longer fixed. You can respec, experiment, adapt. Your build isn't permanent, it's adjustable. This changes the relationship between player and system. Decisions feel lighter, mistakes are reversible, exploration becomes encouraged. But when choices lose consequence, they also lose weight. Skill trees are no longer limited to RPGs. They spread across genres, in shooters, in open worlds, in action games. Not everywhere, but almost everywhere. They've become a familiar language of progression. Points, choices, upgrades. Simple, recognizable, easy to understand, and for many games, effective. But when a system becomes widely adopted, it starts shaping expectations. At the beginning, skill trees were about structure. Then they became about choice, and eventually about identity. They gave players a way to shape their experience, to define how they played, and who they became within the game. That moment of hesitation before choosing a path still exists, because even now, skill trees aren't just about progression, they're about possibility. New case files release every Monday, Wednesday and Friday.